Hey there, guys and gals. Welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 1 of our Pre-Algebra course. In this lesson, we're going to talk about fractions and decimals. Specifically, we're going to be talking about how to convert fractions to decimals. So we're going to be doing some good old-fashioned division. Let's dive in and take a look. So let's dive in with some examples. Theoretically, this is very much review for you guys. I hope it is. If not, that's okay, because we're going to walk it through just as slow and neat and detailed as we always do. So I think you'll be good either way, but I suspect this is probably review for you. So we're going to jump straight in with examples. That brush is entirely too large. Let's try that, shrinking it down. That's still a bit big. That's probably okay right there. All right, so example 1. I was fixing up my thumbnails and stuff. I don't know if you noticed the new thumbnails. You may not have, because by the time you watch this, I may have converted all the old ones. So they're better now. So we are going to write 7/8 as a decimal. So what we do is we do some good old-fashioned long division. We write our little division bar thing. The top number goes inside the house, and then the bottom number goes outside the house. Then if there's no decimal, then there's a decimal place right at the end of it. And then we're going to float that decimal up to the top. And we're going to add a 0 out there. Okay. So 8 goes into 7 0 times. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? 8 goes into 70 8 times. Because 8 times 8 is 64. All right. Now we subtract, right? Is that how we do this? Yes, it is. 70 minus 64, we got to borrow, and we end up with the number 6. 6 is the number we end up with. Now, 8 doesn't go into 6, and 6 isn't 0, so we're going to keep on going. Going to add another 0. I don't know why I switched to red and then back to white. I don't know. That's how we're going to roll in this video. It's just how it's going to happen. It's going to be okay. Right? Then we're going to bring that 0 down. Right? 8 goes into 60 7 times, because 7 times 8 is 56. We're going to subtract. 60 minus 56 is 4. So 8 doesn't go into 4, and 4 is not 0. So we're going to add another 0. And we're going to bring that down. 8 goes into 40. How many times? It goes into it 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 minus 40 is 0. 8 doesn't go into 0, but 0 is 0. So when we get to 0, we're finished. Right? So 7/8 as a decimal equals 0.875. It's usually at this point in class when I'm talking to people that I make a big deal, and so I'm going to make a big deal out of it now, that if you write 0.875 without the 0, that's wrong and unacceptable. Don't do that. Make sure that you put the 0 there. It's too easy to accidentally miss that if you don't write your decimal point really good and whatever else. So make sure you put 0 point whatever, right? Let's do another example that another thing is going to happen with. So this is going to be example number 2. Example number 2. Let's divide negative 5/12. How you doing with your 12s? If you don't know your 12s oh, got that off the screen a little bit. Let me fix that. There we go. Thought I fixed that before started recording, but I guess I didn't. There it is. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do our division symbol. And we're going to put the top number inside the house with a decimal point. We're going to float that decimal point up, keep it lined up pretty. And we're going to add a 0. And then we're going to put the bottom number outside on the porch. Right? 12 goes into 5, 0 times. Oh, by the way, the negative, it's just going to follow us down to the end, right? Because if the fraction is negative, then the decimal is also negative. So that's all that's going to happen there. It's not going to change anything. Remember, division is the same. Division rules are the same as multiplication rules for integers and all that kind of stuff. So negative divided by positive is still negative, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The answer is going to be negative, right? That's all we got to worry about there. 12 goes into 50. How many times? 4 times, right? 4 times 12 is 48. We're going to subtract. We get a 2. I'm going to keep on. I don't know why I made that so short. We got to keep on going this way, right? 12 goes into 2 none times, right? So we got to add another 0. Bring that 0 down. 12 goes into 20 once, right? 1 times 12 is 12. Subtract that. We get an 8. So we got it. 12 doesn't go into 8. 8 isn't 0. We got to keep going a little further. Put a 0 right here. Bring it down. 12 goes into 80. It goes in there 6 times. Because 6 times 12 is 72. I'm going to subtract that. Now, something is going on here. If you've done this before, you may have already figured out what's happening, right? So 12 doesn't go into 8. 8 is not 0. So we're going to add a 0 over here, bring that down. 12 goes into 80 6 times. 6 times 12 is 72. We subtract and we get 8 again, right? And so what's happening is that we're going to end up getting 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. I could pause the video and then come back and then keep saying 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, because it's going to go on forever, right? And so it's going to be 6 repeating. So the way we illustrate 6 repeating in this context, don't want to forget that negative, right? Watch your negatives. We're going to do 0.416, and then we put a line over that 6 to show that the 6 repeats forever and ever and always. We're going to do one more example, and then that's going to be it for this lesson. Because this next example, that's the word I'm trying to say, is similar to that one, but kind of different. I know, I already kind of letting the cat out of the bag. It's going to repeat, but it's going to repeat differently than that one. So we're going to do 2 divided by 11. So we're going to do the work the same way. 2 over 11, 2 elevenths, right, that fraction. So we're going to put 11 out on the porch. We're going to put 2 in the house with a decimal point and a 0. We're going to float that decimal up right there. 11 goes into 2, 0 times. 11 goes into 20, 1 time. 1 times 11 is still just 11, right? We're going to subtract that. We're going to end up with an 8. We're going to end up with an 8. No, we're going to end up with a 9. I'm looking into the future, thinking about 8s. That's what's happening there. All right, so 11 doesn't go into 9. 9 is not 0. We add a 0, bring it down. 11 goes into 9 8 times. 8 times 11 is 88. And then we get 2. 11 goes into 2, 0 times. 2 is not 0. We're going to add another 0 and bring that down. 11 goes into 20 once. You might start to see what's happening already. 1 times 11 is 11. We subtract that. We get we get a 9 again. I almost wrote 8 again. And then we add a 0, bring it down, and we get 8. And then we're going to get 1. It's going to go back and forth between 1 and 8 and 1 and 8 and 1 and 8 and 1 and 8 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Right? So it's 1, 8 repeating. So the way we write that is 0.18. And we do the same thing as with the 6 a minute ago, but we put the line over the 1 and the 8 because the 1 and the 8 both repeat. That's it. That's how to divide, or how to divide. That's how to convert fractions into decimals. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you're one of my students, I'll see you in class. Have a great day. All of those things. If you're not one of my students, thanks for joining us. This entire pre-algebra course is available for free on, excuse me, it's available for free here on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and the like button. That helps us be able to offer these things for free to you. If you'd like more information about what we're doing, you can check out emberlearninglabs.com. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Adios.